My beloved child, pause in this moment, because an important reminder is finding its way toward you amid the countless sounds you pass through each day. I am not asking you to stop in order to plant fear, nor am I placing a countdown before you so that you will believe every good thing will disappear if you delay for only a few seconds. I simply want you to step away from the hurried rhythm of life. Stop dragging your mind from one thing to another and return to full presence. There are times when you cannot hear guidance, not because heaven has become silent, but because too many voices are competing within you. Take a deep breath. Allow your heart to become still, and then exhale gently. Within that quietness, you will recognize that what is approaching is not a threat, but an invitation to step out of distraction and see what you have repeatedly postponed. I know you have passed by many reminders throughout your life. There were times when you recognized the need to change, yet told yourself to wait until tomorrow. There were conversations you knew needed to be faced honestly, but you chose silence because you did not want to touch difficult emotions. There were dreams that once illuminated your heart, but after too many disappointments, you set them aside and pretended you no longer cared. I do not blame you for this. You learned to protect yourself by lowering your expectations, believing that if you hoped for less, you would hurt less. But my child, what once helped you survive a difficult season should not become a wall that keeps you forever outside new opportunities. I am drawing near to remind you that you do not have to spend your entire life guarding yourself against what is good. A change is quietly moving toward you, but it may not appear in a form that causes the whole world to notice. It may be a small decision powerful enough to redirect your entire journey. It may be an ordinary encounter that opens a new perspective. The transition may begin when you stop trying to hold something whose purpose has ended. Stop clinging to someone who leaves you only with exhaustion. Or stop repeating the story that you are incapable of entering a different future. You once hoped for a sudden event that would solve every problem. But I am teaching you that lasting miracles often begin within. When the way you see yourself changes, your choices will change. When your choices change, the road before you will gradually change as well. Therefore, the stirring you have felt recently does not necessarily mean that something mysterious is waiting outside your door. It may be the awareness that you have remained too long in a place that no longer fits you. Your heart may be reminding you that it is time to care for yourself more seriously. Restore boundaries, or complete what has been delayed. Do not immediately turn every feeling into a prophecy, but neither should you silence an honest voice merely because it requires you to leave what is familiar. Calmly, ask yourself, what keeps repeating in my life? What causes me to lose peace whenever I continue tolerating it? What keeps returning to my thoughts even when I try to push it aside? These questions will help you recognize which reminders arise from clarity and which are only echoes of fear. I, Michael, stand beside you, not to promise that remaining with one message will activate every form of good fortune. I also do not need you to type a word beneath a comment section to prove that you are ready. The deepest agreement is not found in an action performed on a screen, but in the way you live after this moment has passed. When you dare to become honest about what you already know, that is confirmation. When you begin something necessary, even though you do not yet feel completely confident, that is confirmation. When you refuse to return to a place where you repeatedly lost your dignity, that is confirmation. When you choose peace instead of entering a useless argument, That is confirmation. No one needs to witness these decisions, yet they will quietly open a new life before you. My beloved child, do not allow urgent words to convince you that heaven will be offended simply because you need time to think. Love is not so fragile that it is wounded by a moment of hesitation. I do not force you to react immediately, nor do I use fear of missing out to control your attention. Yet patience does not mean that you should continue postponing everything indefinitely. Some things will not change merely because you wait. A disrespectful relationship will not become healthy without boundaries. A dream cannot become real while it remains only in your thoughts. A financial burden will not become lighter while you continue avoiding the numbers. True guidance does not cause panic, but it will gently urge you to take responsibility for your next step. Look deeply at what you have been waiting for. You long for a reversal, but are you prepared to change the way you live? You ask for a new door, but are both of your hands still holding the old one? You desire healing, yet continue returning to conversations that reopen the wound. You long to be respected, yet struggle to say no because you fear disappointing others. I do not say this to condemn you. I want you to understand that what is coming needs space in which to be received. You cannot enter a new season while carrying every pattern that has exhausted you. Sometimes preparation does not mean doing more. It means becoming courageous enough to lay down what no longer belongs to you. I know that a part of you still fears disappointment. Whenever an opportunity appears, you immediately imagine how it might fail. When someone treats you kindly, you wonder when they will leave. When life becomes peaceful, you fear that something terrible is about to happen. These reactions do not mean that you lack faith. They show that you lived in instability for too long. Be patient with yourself, but do not allow old experiences to write the conclusion for every new beginning. You can be cautious without closing your heart, verify without becoming suspicious, and hope while preserving discernment. What is true will not require you to ignore warning signs, but neither will it cause you to see danger everywhere. In the coming days, pay attention to simple opportunities. An invitation may help you learn something new. An idea you once neglected may return with renewed life. A trustworthy person may offer the advice you need. An ending that first appears to be loss may release you from years of useless striving. Do not search only for what is strange and overwhelming. What is valuable often comes in a humble form and requires awareness rather than temporary excitement. Observe the fruit each opportunity produces. Does it help you become more upright, peaceful, and responsible? Or does it make you impulsive, afraid, and willing to sacrifice important values? The answer will help you know what should be received. You do not need to abandon every responsibility and wait for a sudden event. Continue completing what belongs to you, caring for your health, managing what you possess, and treating those around you with kindness. Faithfulness in ordinary life prepares you for something greater. If you desire a new career path, begin developing your abilities. If you seek financial stability, create a clear plan. If you want a healthy relationship, learn how not to abandon yourself. If you need healing, seek appropriate support instead of suffering alone. No action is too small when it leads you out of an old cycle and closer to the person you want to become. And if today you possess strength for only one step, let that step be honesty. Name what has been exhausting you. Admit the fear you have tried to hide. Recognize where you are waiting for someone else to change, when you can change the way you respond. Honesty will not weaken you, it opens the door to freedom. You do not need to resolve your whole life in one evening. Simply stop pretending everything is fine when you know within that adjustment is needed. One conscious step taken today can change the direction of many years ahead. My beloved child, this call is not a single opportunity that will disappear forever. Mercy does not abandon you because you were delayed in the past. Yet today may become the day when you decide to stop running from what you already know. Do not remain with these words because you fear fortune will leave. Remain with yourself long enough to hear the truth. I, Michael, do not stand at the threshold to force you to agree with a vague promise. I stand beside you to remind you that you possess enough wisdom for the next step, enough strength to leave old patterns, and enough dignity to receive what is healthier. Move forward not through panic, but through peace. What truly belongs to you will not require you to lose yourself in order to keep it. And the greatest transformation will begin when you stop waiting for a miracle to do everything for you and courageously become a partner with the good now being formed within your life. My beloved child, when what had been delayed was finally released last night, the light placed beside your name trembled twice, like a sign that a truth hidden for a long time had begun to come into the open. I stood there quietly, watching that moment unfold, not with fear, but with confidence that part of your past had reached the time to be seen through different eyes. What is opening is not a mysterious game designed to confuse you, nor is it a threat that you will lose every good thing unless you respond immediately. It is an invitation to return to honesty, because something left unfinished has continued quietly influencing the way you love, choose, and trust. The true miracle is not merely an event occurring outside of you, but the moment you become courageous enough to look at what is old without allowing it to determine your future. Perhaps you believed you had left that story behind a long time ago. You continued working, caring for the people around you, and smiling as though everything was fine. Yet sometimes an accidental sentence, a familiar face, or an unusually quiet evening caused the old feeling to return. You thought this meant you were not strong enough, that you were moving backward, or that you had failed to heal. But I want you to know that a returning memory does not necessarily come to imprison you. Sometimes it appears because you have become mature enough to see what you could not previously bear. The truth discovered last night is not a frightening secret. It is the recognition that what you tried to forget still needs to be named honestly. Forgiven, laid down, and no longer carried like an invisible burden. The hidden part of this transformation cannot be recognized only through the eyes. You may not see a radiant doorway or an unmistakable sign in the sky, but you will recognize it through the way your heart responds differently. You will find that you no longer desire to return to conversations that drain you. You will realize that words which once wounded you no longer possess enough power to keep you awake through the night. You will begin to understand that some people do not require one final explanation, and some closed doors do not require you to remain standing before them. This is the unlocking now taking place, not an unfamiliar power taking control of you, but a clarity that helps you stop surrendering authority to things whose season has ended. If you shiver, become emotional, or suddenly feel your heart soften while reading these words, receive the experience calmly. Your body sometimes reacts when a deep truth touches a place that has been suppressed for too long. But do not immediately turn every sensation into a supernatural sign. Listen with wisdom. What comes from light will not cause panic, dependence, or the loss of your ability to reason. It will make you more honest, peaceful, and willing to accept responsibility for your choices. I do not want you to be led by the fear of missing out. I want you to be guided by a clarity strong enough that sensational words can no longer pull you away from yourself. You once asked why certain things remained hidden for so long. It was not because you had been excluded or were not worthy enough. Some truths can only be understood when you possess enough depth not to use them as reasons for self-blame. If you had realized too early that a relationship could never become what you hoped, you might have closed your heart in bitterness. If you had understood too soon that a door was closed for your protection, you may not have been calm enough to release it. If you had seen the whole road from the beginning, you might have run too quickly and overlooked the lessons that now help you stand firmly. Delay is not always concealment. Sometimes it is mercy, giving you time to grow. I have watched every step you have taken. I know you missed many reminders, but I also understand why. Sometimes you were too busy to listen. Sometimes you deliberately turned away because what was being revealed would require change. Sometimes you were simply too tired to face one more truth. I never left you because of those moments. I did not stand beside you with a book, recording every delay in your response. I remained, waiting until you could listen without fear distorting what was being said. Therefore, the fact that you are still here is not proof that you are greater than others. It is a sign that part of you is finally ready to stop running. Do not believe that you alone are required to complete some event in the heavens, but understand that only you can make the decisions belonging to your life. No one can forgive in your place. No one can establish your boundaries for you. No one can decide for you that the past will no longer be the place to which you return whenever fear arises. Those who love you can support you, but the steps of maturity must be taken by you. I can guide, remind, and keep you from dangerous turns, but I will not turn you into a passive person who only waits for a miracle to solve everything. Your cooperation is the way a miracle takes visible form within daily life. What I want you to preserve is not an obsession with a message, but the clarity it awakens. You do not need to press any button to prove your faith, nor do you need to remain because you fear losing a blessing. What is sacred is not measured by the number of viewers or the length of time they remain before a screen. It is recognized through the way you live after hearing. Are you becoming kinder toward yourself? Have you stopped returning to what repeatedly wounds you? Are you courageous enough to ask for help when you need it? Are you beginning to build habits that create peace instead of merely searching for intense temporary feelings? These choices show that the reminder has truly remained within you. I also want you to prepare to receive what is new with maturity. A gift arriving before you know how to preserve it can quickly become a burden. An opportunity appearing before you possess boundaries may cause you to sacrifice too much again. A healthy relationship arriving while you still carry the fear of abandonment may be held too tightly. Therefore, preparation is as important as receiving. I am teaching you to recognize your value, manage your emotions, respect limits, and stop placing your entire future into the hands of one person or circumstance. When these foundations become strong, what comes to you will no longer be so easily depleted by old patterns. Breathe slowly and look at what is becoming clear within your heart. Which part of the past still needs to be closed through acceptance? Which pain are you still hiding behind an appearance of strength? Whose apology are you still waiting for before you allow yourself to move forward. I do not require you to find every answer in one moment. I only invite you to stop pretending these things no longer exist. Healing begins when you become honest without condemning yourself. When you look at a wound without turning it into your identity, and when you understand that what happened to you does not possess the authority to define what you will become. My beloved child, the light trembled twice, not to warn you that you were in danger, but to remind you of two things you must hold: truth and peace. Truth keeps you from returning to old illusions. Peace keeps you from turning truth into bitterness. Carry both into the days ahead. You do not need to know everything in advance. You only need enough awareness to recognize what is right when it arrives. Enough patience not to force what is not ready. And enough courage to lay down what has completed its purpose. I remain beside you, not pressuring or threatening, but gently guiding you through the unfinished part of the past so that you can enter the future with lighter hands, clearer eyes, and a heart no longer living beneath the power of what has already passed. My beloved child, the intervention arriving in this season carries great weight, because I no longer want you to keep using familiar explanations to postpone returning to the true center of your life. I do not ask how accustomed you have become to chaos, nor do I negotiate with habits that are dimming the light within you. I simply call you gently but firmly: return. Gather back the attention that has been scattered, and place what matters in its proper position. You have lived too long trying to adapt to everyone. Please, every environment, and carry responsibilities that were never yours. But what once helped you survive is no longer enough to lead you into the next season. I am not calling you to abandon everything in panic. I am calling you to pause and recognize what still nourishes you and what merely keeps you busy without helping you grow. This is why certain things that once excited you now feel empty. Conversations that once helped you forget your weariness now leave only a sense of shallowness. Some environments where you worked hard to belong have begun to feel heavy, even though no obvious event has occurred. Certain relationships are not necessarily evil, yet whenever you leave them, you feel depleted, separated from peace, and disconnected from your most important values. Do not rush to condemn them, and do not blame yourself for changing. Some people fit one season but cannot walk beside you through every season. Some places have completed their purpose, and remaining there merely because they are familiar will delay what you are ready to enter. I interrupt you not because I want to destroy your life, but because you are in danger of merely existing where you were meant to live with purpose. You have become too skilled at enduring what does not help you mature. You know how to smile while your heart is tired, fulfill your duties while joy has disappeared within, and say that everything is fine so that no one has to worry. But my beloved child, fine was never the final place intended for you. I did not lead you through many trials so that you would choose a colorless life merely because you fear change. Genuine peace is not the absence of disturbance. It is the harmony between what you are living and what you believe. When your words and choices no longer resist the truth within your heart, you were never created to fit everywhere. You do not need to pursue every opportunity merely because it appears before you. Not every invitation is a doorway you must enter. Not every expectation of another person becomes your responsibility. And not every crowded road leads somewhere good. Some things celebrated by the crowd take away your purity, time, and freedom. Some achievements appear brilliant while requiring you to betray yourself every day. I want you to stop measuring your worth by the number of people who accept you. Being admired by everyone while losing the truth within has never been victory. You once believed you were too sensitive because you easily noticed changes in an atmosphere. Too intense because you could not live superficially. Or too different because what satisfied others never made you feel fulfilled. Do not use those words to diminish yourself. Sensitivity, when guarded by wisdom, can help you recognize what others overlook. The depth within you is not a burden as long as you do not allow it to become endless analysis that exhausts you. You are not higher than anyone. But neither do you need to shrink yourself to fit into places that do not respect the good I have placed within you. Perhaps you are simply no longer in harmony with the ordinary distractions that once kept you occupied. Look again at the doors that closed. The plans prepared carefully but never completed. And the things you were certain would remain forever but eventually left. At the time, you believed you had been delayed, rejected, or excluded from a reward others received easily. You asked me to reopen those roads without knowing that going farther might have cost you your own peace and direction. Some doors closed not because you lacked ability, but because behind them was a place where you would have been forced to prove your worth continually. Some opportunities failed not because you were unworthy, but because they would have made you a prisoner of a success that did not belong to you. I saw roads that looked beautiful from the outside, but left you emptier the farther you traveled. At first, they gave you the feeling of recognition, and then they gradually demanded your sleep. Healthy relationships, self-respect, and ability to hear the calm voice within yourself. Therefore, I permitted certain interruptions before those roads became prisons. You grieved when someone left, but I knew that if they remained, you would continue waiting for love to be proven. You were disappointed when a job did not become yours, but I knew that place would have exhausted you in exchange for recognition that would never have been enough. Protection sometimes looks very much like loss until the day you are far enough away to see what you were saved from. Now, I am helping you cut away connections that have pulled you off course, not through hatred, not through impulsive decisions, but through an increasingly powerful clarity. You will begin to recognize what merely distracts you, what repeatedly causes you to postpone responsibility, and what looks harmless but quietly steals your focus. It may be a habit that consumes many hours without providing genuine rest. It may be a relationship that exists only while you continually give. It may be the urge to watch the lives of others so closely that you forget to care for your own journey. These cords may not be severed in one day, but each time you choose awareness instead of dependence, they will grow weaker. I want you to understand that deliverance does not depend upon your remaining until the end of a message or keeping your eyes upon every line. No blessing abandons you because you need to rest or pause in order to think. What truly comes from light will still possess meaning when you return with a clearer mind. You do not need to be held by the fear that one moment of lost concentration will cause insight to disappear. What I am doing within you is deeper than one temporary emotion. I am teaching you to build focus through daily choices, to return when distracted, and not to allow loud voices to decide what deserves your time. My beloved child, every second you live with awareness does not automatically erase the wrong road, but its attraction begins to weaken because you have recognized the true cost. You are no longer captivated by a beautiful appearance alone. You begin asking who an opportunity will cause you to become. what a relationship is nourishing, and whether a habit is bringing you nearer to or farther from peace. These questions will help you remain steady. I do not want you to fear the world. I want you to walk through it with clear eyes, knowing what should be received, what should be laid down, and what must be kept at a healthy distance. Therefore, return to your center today through one practical action. Turn off unnecessary noise. Complete what you have postponed. Leave a conversation that only creates confusion within you. Or take time to examine your direction. You do not need to change your entire life in one night. Simply stop giving more energy to what you already know no longer fits. I will not force you to run, but neither do I want you to remain asleep inside familiarity. What is being removed is not the best part of you. It is the cord that has kept you beneath your true capacity. When you dare to lay it down, you will recognize that the emptiness you first feel is not loss, but the necessary space into which peace, purpose, and a more honest life can enter.